great opportunity for students. This year's theme was what does service to your country mean to you? And so we started off kind of researching a little bit of what might that look like for 7th graders and for anybody. What does service to your country look like to you? And then once the students kind of had an idea of what they wanted to say, then they were writing a 5-paragraph essay with a they had to keep it under 300 words. So I have 2 students here today that would like to share their ELF essay with you. So I have Peter Nelson and Anna Smith. Any volunteers to go first? Okay.
He's recording. Maybe.
Way to step up, Pete.
Yeah, way to. Exactly.
Hi, my name is Peter Nelson. I'm in 7th grade, and I wrote an ELF essay about honoring and respecting your community going along with service to our country. Do you think it is important to honor and respect your community? I believe it is important to honor and respect your community because giving back to the communities that help shape our great nation is important to keep our country a place where everyone wants to live. Taking pride in your community and country can have a great impact on our nation and can make it a better place. An important part of honoring and respecting our community is education and leadership. Being educated on political stances can help you have a voice and your own opinion on electing the best candidates for your community and country. Taking leadership in your community can be a number of different things such as leading and organizing a community service project or even educating people on community service. Community service is a big part of respecting and honoring your community. There are lots of ways to help out with your community service. Community service can be as simple as cleaning up trash around your community or even going to nursing homes to educate older generations. That has nothing to do. Giving back to your community by putting on food drives to give back to the less fortunate is a great community service. Fundraising and donating is a good way to give back to your community. Ways to fundraise and donate include eating at the ELFs because the money they raise is used to give back to the community. Suicide prevention runs is also a good way to help and donate your service to suicidal veterans. In conclusion, there are many ways you can help out your community. Respecting and honoring your community is an important role in being a good citizen. If everyone contributes just a little bit to your community, we can make our country a better place.
I'm Anna Smith, and I'm also in 7th grade, and this is what service to your country feels to me. Love your neighbor as yourself and your country more than yourself. That quote shows how Thomas Jefferson thought about patriotism, and I feel the same. Service to my country means that you show patriotism, help the community, and volunteer. To begin, showing patriotism can show service to your country, whether you are wearing flag gear or honoring veterans, you are still showing patriotism. One way to show patriotism is by showing the flag. Although that is not huge, you are representing your country. Another way is to be grateful that we are a free country, but yearning for improvement for America. Another way to show service to your country is to help your community. In St. Mary's, we have an assisted living place called Valley Vista. Communicating there makes people feel happy, and overall it's just a great thing to do. Another way is to help people with poverty. Giving someone who is struggling a few dollars that could help them buy something small but meaningful could help someone or even make their day. Finally, you can volunteer. One place in St. Mary's that takes volunteers is Hope Haven. Hope Haven is an animal shelter, and it has a considerable amount of puppies that need to be walked and played with. Another place is the library. The library has a summer reading program that they would take volunteers for. The second-hand thrift store Red Barn in St. Mary's also takes volunteers to store clothes. Ultimately, service to your country is very important. Thinking about what you can do to show service can someday make a difference. Some ways to show service to your country is showing patriotism, helping the community, and volunteering.
Next at 6th grade, Mrs. McGregor with Hope. And Colton, here we go.
Hi, I'm Jackie McGregor. I'm a sixth grade teacher at the middle school. The students have been studying the book Percy Jackson and the Olympians, The Lightning Thief. And after taking time reading, we decided to do a research project on some of the Greek gods that they've learned about. So, Hope and Audrey said that they would present their research project for you. Audrey, Hope. We're a little nervous.
Yeah, that's all
You
right.
didn't want to go first, they didn't have to.
Okay, I'm Hope Whitford, and this is my Audrey Fleming. We're Mr. McGregor's second hour of reading. We did a group research project on Greek gods from Percy Jackson and the Olympians. Those gods to like. So our Greek god is we will tell you about the characters my parameters, the symbol and power, allies and character type is immortal. She lives with her parents forever. Her relatives are Taurus and Vera. The symbols of and power flow are flow, cow from pomegranate. The allies and enemies, the allies are the sun, Aries. The enemies are Argon and Hercules. Other and the other allies are Texas and Mercury. Other facts, she is jealous and loud. Is there any questions?
Yeah. Seems interesting.
In eighth grade, Ms. Henriksen.
Hi, I'm Hannah Henriksen. I'm the 8th grade ELA teacher. Recently, we've been doing, finished our Unit 1 for New Perspectives, our curriculum book. And we ended up creating a collage and writing project based on who they are now and who they'd like to become. Our Unit 1 is focused on milestones to growing up. So I thought it'd be a fun chance to be able to highlight who they are now and just how much it changes over the next few years of who they really want to become and the goals that they aspire to reach as they reach adulthood. So today I have Izzy Malden. She's one of my 8th grade students, and she created a fabulous poster that I wanted to share with you guys.
Hi, I'm Izzy Malden. I'm an 8th grade and I'm in Miss Nixon's second hour ELA class. This is my project about myself, and it's more of like what I want to do in the future. As you can see, I have Ohio State, Colorado University. I'm from Colorado Springs, Colorado, and my whole life I've really wanted to go to Colorado University in Boulder. My dad has always loved the Ohio State Buckeyes, so it's a big school and it's D1, but if I ever get to that point, that'd be cool if I get to get up to basketball, because I really love basketball. I really like music. I don't play it, but I like to listen to it. I'll read you some of my essay of who I am now. The title of it, the first heading of it is What Makes Me Happy. Three things that make me happy are listening to music, sports, and writing. Listening to music makes me feel happy because I feel like the music I listen to helps me express myself and get me through the day. I love discovering new music, and I feel like the music builds onto my personality and who I really am. I also enjoy sports or any physical activity because I love competing and physically working hard to achieve where I want to be. Another thing is that brings me joy is writing, because when I write, I feel like I can express my thoughts and feelings and work through the times that might be hard for me. These things make me happy because without them I wouldn't be able to find my sense of self. The next title is heading is my interests and hobbies. Some of my favorite hobbies are interests are sports, basketball, and track. My mile time, this is one time.
Nice.
5 minutes and 32 seconds.
It's a good time.
Yeah.
listening to music, hanging out with friends and family. I'm really family oriented. Reading and writing, and I like doing these things because they make me happy. When I do my hobbies, I feel like they help me through the day, especially if my day is rough. My hobbies show that I'm a pretty active person. What makes me unique? I'm unique because I think I'm a pretty caring person, and I have a lot of empathy for others. One special thing about me is that I have a great sense of music taste. Something I'm good at is sports such as basketball and track and field. People often describe me as fun, kind, thoughtful, and respectful. These things make me different from others because other people might have these traits. Important people in my life. Some important people in my life are my family, siblings, and close friends. They're important to me because they all care and love me. I love them just as much, if not more. One person who's influenced me the most is my mom, because she's really special and an important figure in my life. They're important because she taught me a lot of lessons that most people nowadays haven't learned. She told me to always be true to myself no matter what. When I think about what I care most, I feel like it's definitely my close family, my close friends, especially my best friends, Emily and Kenzie. Things I care about are my close friends, my family, sports, music. I care about these things because they make me me. They're important to me since I love being around them, doing them. When I think about what I care about most, I feel it is my family and friends. How I want to stay as I get older. As I get older, I want to stay humorous and never to lose my true spark. I also want to keep my drive to do things like sports and writing because those are things that make me truly happy in life. Something I want to keep improving is my ability to empathize with people and to improve on my social skills. No matter how much I grow, I always want to be myself to others and to surround myself with people who love and care about me always and genuinely care about my well-being. My career ambitions. When I think about my future, I imagine myself working hard as a journalist or playing basketball. This career interests me because they both include doing things I love. I chose this job because I enjoyed both of these things, especially basketball. What am I? Sorry. Steps I need to take for this to reach my goals. I will need to be patient with myself and keep working hard and professionally until I reach my goals. Another step I need to take is taking on difficult responsibilities. I also plan to keep looking forward no matter what and not let things that are behind get in my way so that as I get close to my dreams, taking these steps will help me build skills and train for the future.
You must have just come from basketball practice as well. Is that right? Yeah. Tell your dad my dad went to Ohio State. Go Buccaneers.
And to round off our middle school update, we have a couple ladies from, Angela from a couple representatives from community I
Yep.
want to share with you a quick update.
Good evening, everybody. So my name is Charlotte Newton, and I'm a student, and we both are in 7th grade from our 5th hour class, AC / leadership, either one you can call it. But I started off here. We're from the St. Mary's Middle School AC. I'm excited to share what we've been working on over the past month and how we were building school spirit, community, and belonging in our school. Over the last week, our AC class has been very busy. We started by creating professional letters and speeches, and then visited local businesses around town to request donations for upcoming dances and activities. These donations help us put on events that make our school more fun, more connected, and a place for students feel like they belong. For Resident our AC team organized a whole school assembly to build awareness about the importance of making healthy choices. During lunch, We also hosted daily trivia questions with small prizes to the students involved in having them think about prevention in a positive way.
Just last week, we held a dance for the student body to come hang out and have a good time with their friends outside of school hours. At the dance, we had a DJ, concession stand, and other fun activities that the students could participate in. We feel like the dance was a great success for our school. As ASB members, we like to try and take part in the community as much as we can. Recently, we completed a community service project that are regular ways for neighbors who live near community school. We are hoping to get to some other houses and we're waiting for a little, hopefully get a little bit nicer before we go. We also have several exciting events coming up for the holiday season. We will be selling Christmas candygrams, running the concessions at home basketball games, and every Friday we are planning to have lunchtime activities to help build school spirit and keep students engaged. Overall, ASB has been working hard to make St. Mary's Middle School a supportive, spirited place for all students. Thank you for your time and your continued support of our leadership process.
So anytime we have ASB students come in, I always ask them questions. And one of them has to do with what have you learned as far as being a leader in your school? What has that taught you?
I don't know. I think it's taught me a lot how to like stand up to do things. Like, I don't know, just like coming up with ideas for our school and being a good student, like having to be respectful and just learning how to become a good leader.
Me as well. It's also taught me like a lot about public speaking because like this last 2 years I've been in ASB and before that I did not like public speaking at all. And I feel a lot more comfortable with that.
So just from that time to now, you present yourself very, very well, both of you. So congratulations, good job. Good job.
Yeah, could we get everybody that came in to come up here and get a picture with us? That's acceptable.
That was part of their community service. Like, yeah, come on over.
I remember him from last year when he
Right.
presented. He is gonna go
that's on
somewhere.
They can all come back here, just line up in front of us.
Come right in front
Or
of
I can
us.
scoot over some.
Spread out and go all the way across.
Pretty good.
Tripcord in here. Found
This is
it.
appropriate.
Illegal.
Come on, no chirping in the corner.
Aren't there more kids?
Scoot over.
Anybody else?
All right. That was it?
One, two, three. Very nice.
My eyes are going back.
Thank you, everybody.
Don't look at me.
Buccaneers, mine says the Buckeyes. Said that wrong.
Guys, I have a guy
He
that
didn't
works for
play.
me. He graduated.
Do we have anybody for open forum, for visitors?
And he makes sure
I've had.
it's always the
Yeah,
Ohio.
those fans are no joke.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, he wrestled in Ohio and graduated from there, so yeah.
Thanks for coming in.
Thank you. Thank you.
I like to give him a hard time.
Thanks for raking my yard. They raked my yard.
They raked your yard?
Because
Oh,
were
ASB?
community service was going around the neighborhood and raking leaves. So
Nice.
Right across the street.
Pete?
They left a bag
All
of
right.
leaves for me to dispose.
You didn't share his Boaz, is that big?
They didn't
Hey.
get that far.
Did you get rid of them yet?
Yeah.
Oh, I was gonna say, I could use some for my garlic.
Oh, yeah.
I always got the ones
All
out
right,
of
Pete.
Rat's maple tree.
Speaking about homeschooling,
I don't get that one anymore.
well, you got 3 minutes.
3 minutes?
Or 5, yeah.
All right, so my name is Pete Durham. I've been in public education since 1961 as a teacher, a substitute teacher, a tutor, a sports coach, a sports official, and a school board member. And right now, and a lot of this is my own opinion, I see a slight gray cloud over part of St. Mary's, especially Zone 1, and that's homeschooling. One of the things I think is missing with the homeschooling student is interpersonal relationships built over many years with a lot of their peers and the kids that they go to school with. A perfect example was the presentation you saw tonight. Those kids being in school with each other, sharing ideas, sharing philosophies, and so forth and so on. These relationships are important, I feel. The homeschool student might get a good academic background, but those relationships with other students, with other kids, are just not there. I also feel that something is missing as time goes on, especially as you get up into the upper grades. There you have more technical things that have to be brought in, lab work and all that kind of stuff, which is not in homeschooling. One of the examples I can also give you is I do the ELT dictionaries in 3rd grade. I've been delivering them for 16 years now to the communities around the St. Mary's area. And the last ones I did were in Troy, Idaho, a couple of weeks ago. Got down there to 2 3rd grade combined classes, so there were about 30 kids. And I went over the dictionary. I always do a lesson with this. We talked about the use of the dictionary, what it contains and everything else, and I had them look up the word atom. And we explained what an atom was, the smallest part of an element. I explained element to them, and one kid raised his hand. He said, all right, if that's an atom, what's a molecule? This is 3rd grade. So I explained that to them, and from there they went into other questions and the whole discussion with all of the kids involved, all of these kids together, which was really a good exercise. So when we were done, walking down the hall, the kids thanked me for their dictionaries and went on their merry way. Another thing that I have seen over the years is a lot of these kids working together in schools on projects. The essays, I'm also in charge of the ELT essay, so a lot of what was discussed here tonight about the essays, I know quite a bit about that. There's some of the things that don't necessarily get into these kids that are being homeschooled. They see one personality sometimes all day long, and that's whoever is doing the homeschooling. They don't get out to mix in with all of these other personalities and challenges. And the kids that build relationships with teachers over the years, I think, are also very important. I can name all my teachers going all the way back from kindergarten to 8th grade. A lot of great teachers there. One of the things that Alyssa Hochhaus mentioned to me when she retired, she said, Pete, we've got about 50 kids being homeschooled down in your area between Amida Center and Fernwood. And the problem is we don't even know who they are. Because in Idaho, you do not have to register your student as being homeschooled. We might be able to reach out to some of those people for help, but we don't even know who they are or where they exist. So I'm not trying to persuade somebody to think in a different way or shape or form. I'm just presenting some of my own ideas, experience over all these years, which I think why free public education is so important. Building those relationships to help you build blocks in life as you go on over many, many years. Thank you.
Thank you, Pete. Thanks, Pete.
Thank you.
Right. Yeah. Because we do have a program that we're offering, right?
Overture for K-8.
Yeah, for K-8. So then if they want to come into the school and take some of our classes, or if they want, yeah.
Yeah, just strike that balance to what Pete said. Yeah.
Yeah, all right. Okay, C. Well, yeah, Principal Arcouche and TJ Blackwell updates on the house system.
I'll just jump in real fast. Principal Arcouche could not be here tonight, religious obligation. So TJ's gonna speak for both of them in terms of the elementary schools. And we just wanted to give, halfway through the school year, the principals will return and we'll do a big mid-year data presentation again, how we're doing on our academics, attendance, citizenship,
Okay.
and so forth. So this was just, we started a new house program, if you will, with the idea that it would really support goal 3, right? What we heard tonight, just speaking to citizenship, leadership, hard work, kids feeling connected to their classmates and their schoolmates. So we also promised to monitor the program really closely to see that it's getting those desired results. So this is just a brief, I'm just waiting to make sure TJ heard that word. This is just a brief, high level
As she says that, I want to point out the document I gave you is 24 pages front and back, but many of those pages are blank, and I am not going to go over
No,
everything.
So we just
But
wanted to touch base on how the outcomes are coming along, and then there'll be a bigger, more comprehensive presentation again in January, February from all the principals. So thank you.
I just want to also add that I don't think I have the longest presentation, and I won't name names here, but there's a couple of
Especially when they're
principals
not here.
that were recording someone once, so I think I'm doing okay. I get the bad rap. But first of all, thank you guys. I've been waiting for people to ask me questions and present about the house system, so this gives me a great opportunity. And before I forget, because I don't know if I'll speak to this board again before January, I just want to thank all past, present, and future board members. I understand you guys are taking a lot of community service, and that's what I've always called it. And every year I've shared this with many of you guys, but people tell me, don't they get paid? No, they don't get paid. So I'm putting that out there so you guys. Okay, so the first couple of pages, I'm going to probably speak pretty verbatim to.
We got pizza. We got pizza a while back.
We get paid in different
About a
ways.
year ago. That was the pay.
Yeah, no joke. I feel it gets less, but yeah, I remember my very first year, there was someone saying, no, they get paid, TJ. No, they don't. So maybe in some states, I've been meaning to look it up. And yeah, like Teresa said, Bridget really agonized over missing this, and so she really wanted me to reiterate that, but like she said, it has a religious obligation, and so
She'll
yeah,
present in February.
she will be tuning in at some point, though, I do know that. So, okay, so the first 2 pages, I'm going to probably go across verbatim, because these are kind of my main points, and then I'm just going to highlight a couple things. The rest of the documents, I do want to point out this is not a college-level essay here. I just had lots of pieces, and I'm like, I'm going to staple these all together, and I'm going to page number them, so if we reference something, we all know which page we're referencing. And then please, if you have questions and answers, jot down some notes on that. If anybody needs a pen, are we all equipped? Okay, all right, well, please write down any questions that you might have. So, focusing on citizenship and behavior. We've done a lot of challenges with the house system, specifically on respect, academic excellence, and ready to learn. Ready to learn one just wrapped up, and we awarded points for that today. And even fun, spirit, or sport challenges, all of which promote teamwork, effort, and sportsmanship, among other things. Since the challenge emphasizes something in particular, it becomes a school-wide focus. So for example, classes will spend a little extra time on what respect looks like. We'll sometimes print out documents for them to teach to, some quick references, like teach about what respect looks like toward others, towards adults, towards property, towards self-respect. Those sort of points, so we push that out, so it's a constant focus for kids and teachers that we're kind of highlighting this. Academic excellence, for example, when we did that challenge, it was at a perfect timing. I wish I could say it was my idea, but I think it was someone from House River, and it was near the end of a quarter, and they were like, you know what, let's do a heavy push to getting assignments done, getting your best grades. And so we did a academic excellence, and we also bundled that with outstanding performance, because as one teacher pointed out, they're like, look, I give academic excellence points for someone that does superior, but also like kids that maybe are lower academically and they beat their best, and so that maybe isn't academic excellence as far as like being proficient, but doing their best, that's an outstanding performance. So we bundled those two together, and so we're reminding, and it is a focus and something that kids are striving for. Classes will spend extra time discussing ways to earn points for that, to kind of get an edge on the other houses. With the help of the app, we can quickly run reports. It's super slick and fast. I just set time parameters. I could do yesterday, I could do last week, I could do last month, I could do the whole year, and it spits out the points super fast. I can do it by house, so it's very handy, very convenient for these challenges that are helping build citizenship and proven behavior. The house app actually will also run a report for you on students with 0 points. That's nice, because who are we missing? Like, are we ignoring that outstanding student who always does excellent things but never gets pointed out because that's their level, like that's what they do always? And so that's cool to see which points have we or which students have we missed, haven't given any points to. Even run points that staff are giving out. That's handy. I did not anticipate I'd be the points leader for our district, but with all the bonuses that I do, I am, and that's the only reason I'm not in the trenches with them.
Inside edge there.
Yeah.
Yeah, but there's no preference. I generally send an email who's leading and why and whatnot. And Revere has not.
You and Principal Arcuse are leading.
Yeah. Well, no, it's been altruismo. They've been leading the whole way, but.
All the affairs for it.
Anyways, there's other important values, and we designed the points are customizable in the app. So we looked at our strategic plan, and some of the values that we discussed and sat with our community members and put on our strategic plan are in there in the points. So for example, safety is in there, accountability, responsibility, integrity, and respect. Okay, so looking at behavior data, this is really tough because we are building this and trying to get momentum, and so it's really hard to find comparisons, but I'm going to do my best and cover it for you. But so what I pulled out was referrals by grade from Q1 last year and Q1 this year. And if you look at the bottom, it's the same, 25-25. But what's significant is look at that kindergarten.
Yeah, the kindergarten's
referrals for
way
this,
up there.
this year. Yeah, they are running me and making me work, especially Q1. Well, one of those students accounted for 10 of them. Another student accounted for 8. So those are new students. So when we take those out of the equation, wow, it drops a lot. It's down to 6. So that's significant. And then the other thing is look at class to class. So if I look at the 24, 25 data and kind of go at a diagonal, because that's the same group, drop into the next grade level. Well, first grade's up 1. And so kindergarten first grade's up 1. I'll just talk current grades. How about that? Second grade's up 1. Third grade is down 5. Fourth grade down 4. Fifth grade down 6. Sixth grade down 3. We usually have our most referrals typically with the older grades. So this year's so unique and different. But anyway, so from that standpoint, yeah, there's some good things. What I'm going to talk about though also is the kids are still learning it, and so when I go into attendance, we started doing attendance bonuses and honor roll bonuses. Like they didn't know about those because I try to run ideas by my student leaders or building leadership team, get their buy-in, make sure they're on board with it, and make sure also I'm thinking clearly, because many heads looking at something is so much better, and that's something that Upper does real well with the shared leadership. Is all bounce ideas off them. Sometimes they disagree, and sometimes we also edit and revise it and make it work better for us. Okay. Attendance data. At this point, I just found it was too early and inconclusive to make any judgments. Skyward, glad the net's not here. Skyward, the new Skyward has been really not my friend. Just trying to find things, and it's just been really difficult. But we did start incentivizing attendance points, and student feedback has been that they're very excited for the attendance perk. So after the Q1, I think, was when we met with our student leaders, Ms. Phil and I was like, hey, we're thinking about doing like 15 points for honor roll, 15 for perfect attendance, 10 for faithful attendance. And that was important to our BLTs. We didn't want to make academics less valuable than attendance, but we also understand how important attendance is towards academics. But we had that discussion. Anyways, I kid you not, the student leadership, they thought 15 points was like a huge, gigantic thing. I was worried it was too much. Like their eyes went like this, they're like 15 points. And of course, many of those student leaders are altruismo, and they just dominate the attendance stats and honor roll stats. And they were like, oh yeah, we got a lot of kids that would make honor roll work. This is good for us. And they wound up being the Q1 leaders. So yeah, they loved it. They think it's a big deal. Students express more and more that they don't want to leave school early, and they even get upset when pulled out of school early, and that is a stark contrast each year as I think about it over the last few years. Their attendance games, like just last week there was 2 kids that, and I don't mean to cause conflict in families, the kids are like, Mom, I want to be here the whole day. And so that warms my heart that we're actually seeing that now, because you know, each year we've seen more and more of that. So let's talk about just a little attendance data. And like I said, I feel it's inconclusive, but here it is, good or bad, whatever you want to take with it. So we think we had 73 students, which doesn't mesh with my memory, and neither the attendance secretary. But we think we had 73 students in Q1 last year. We have 61 in Q1 this year. Like I said, I'm questionable, but that's what Skyward gave me. So when you look at students with 5 or more absences, it's about the same. We had 10 last year with potentially more students, 11 this year with potentially less students. So I guess that doesn't look great, but that's just a data point. When we look at attendance data based off of Q1 last year and Q1 this year, looking at students with perfect attendance. No, sorry. This is total absences. It looked like last year students had average 2.23 absences per student. This year it looked like their average 2.62 absences per student. I did not give you guys this data because it's got a lot of student names and it's funky, but I'll keep it if you want to look at it. So really hard to compare apples to apples when you're dealing with different students, but the secretary had a good idea, and she was like, let's compare the first 3 weeks of Q1 and then the first 3 weeks of Q2 when they now know that we're incentivizing attendance with the House Points app. And when I say they know, they all don't know. You got to tell things several times and kind of get it taught well, and even at the younger levels, it's harder for them to really grasp that. I mean, try talking to them about how they can earn a Subway sandwich if they have 1 or less absences in a quarter. Well, what's a quarter to kindergartners? That's really tough to explain. So anyhow, so yeah, when you looked at the first 3 weeks of Q1, we had 29 kids with perfect attendance in Q1 for our first 3 weeks, the start of the year. First 3 weeks of Q2, knowing that they had this incentive of house points, with 34, so it's up 5 with our student population that we have right now. Okay. Academic achievement results. This again, hard to quantify. We could compare beginning of year state assessment data last year. Just know there's new groups coming in, new groups leaving, so I didn't go down that. But I did want to talk to you a little bit about our attendance excellence and outstanding performance challenge that we had before the end of Q1, and give kids that boost and motivation to do well on their studies and report cards. So academic excellence, just by itself, Revere had 164, Altruismo, these are individual points, so on an individual basis earning academic points. So 165, 155, 122, 119, and that's both schools, just so you know that I'm counting that. When you look at academic points earned to this date, and I'm glad I remembered this, notice how it says period 24-25. I know that's last year. In the app, it hasn't changed, but that's the current year. Anyways, so Altruismo for the whole school year has gotten 356, Revere 313, Isbindi 263, Amistad 225. Again, that's both schools combined. When you look at that academic excellence and outstanding performance, because like I said, many teachers, they're going to award academic gains for both of those, just depends on the situation. 447 for Altruismo, 408 for Revere, 367 for Isabindi, 308 for Amistad. When I think about Hayburn being roughly around 325 and combined with Upper River was around to 400, that's a lot of academic excellence points being handed out there, or outstanding performance to our kids when you think about that. Probably close to a 2-point average over the quarter or from start of year to now. Honorable points from Q1, like I said, we incentivized that. We gave bonuses. We didn't really teach kids very much, but wanted to make that important to kids. Amistad got 45, Revere 75, and I'll just skip Altruismo because I'm just always doing good with that one. You guys see it. Okay. All right. Altruismo 90 has been 75. Total Q1 bonus points for faithful attendance, perfect attendance, and honor roll was 670 points we were able to give to students. And again, they think it's a big deal. It's this craziest thing. They will trade ice cream for points, and I'll explain that to you. And these points that aren't tangible yet, we don't know where we'll take it. We've talked about maybe doing a student store or something like that they can redeem them. I'll later share, since it's relevant, hopefully I don't repeat myself, but like recently a student asked about, hey, twice a day we get our name drawn, we get put on our name on this Panther All-Star board for the chance their number gets pulled. I was one, and they spoke to their teacher, and I heard this from the teacher, could I give that up for a house point? Not for me, but for my house. So in other words, he didn't want the recognition to go home and be communicated to the parent on that. He wanted it just to go to his house. Very selfless act. I thought that was pretty cool because you get your name drawn, you get to get a prize of a chest. And then at our building leadership team meeting, which we have a student representative, we were talking about incentives for attendance because we do a big prize raffle drawing. We're trying to get some ideas generated. And they were talking about bypassing tangible attendance incentive for points. And I'm like, wow, that's amazing. Again, these are not like money or dollars, but they're trading that to, and I think that emphasizes good teamwork and selflessness, good characteristics. Okay, going over anecdotal evidence, so I'm just going to have you skip on to page 3, and we'll come back to some questions and answers. I'm just going to highlight things, and I promise you, I'm going to pull out some of the bad and the good. Fortunately or unfortunately, there's not a lot of negative here, but this was something I asked teachers to provide me input from their parents, their community, and even themselves right around conference time, since they'd be seeing parents. So just a couple things, like one parent shared, so again, I'm at top page 3. House system is amazing. We speak about it every night. I remember this one. The parent was talking to me after hours. It has helped my boys so much. I hope it doesn't go away. My boys and I share when they get points. First, she added like the first thing to get off the bus. We're talking about this. They tell me every night they get a point. I hope it comes to middle school. She likes it that much. Another parent, the app makes it fun. It is nice to know how they're doing. It's always nice as a parent to see that your kid is doing well or is respectful. It is friendly competition, teamwork. Another parent, I love the app. I'm happy to see them earning points. We speak about what is happening because of the app. And then just today, I added this. We have 2 new girls joining our school from out of state. I wasn't wanting to get them in the class because I know how intimidating that is as a young kid to join school in the middle of the day. Everybody stops and stares at you, and that's just a lot, especially for a new person. Well, inadvertently, I knew the teacher wanted to meet them, so I had the kid kind of outside. The teacher met them, and the teacher invited them in for something. And next thing I know, these kids are lined up, and they're shaking her hand, and they're asking her a question. They're saying, "I hope you're in my house." The mom welled up. I mean, it was a lot. She turned a couple times. She's like, "I'm gonna cry," and whatever. And this happened 2 or 3 times before we got out of the building. I later asked her about that, and I said, "Hey, sorry about that. I didn't want them to the kid handled it fine. They were ready to start." But she basically told me her mom feeling. She's like, I was just worried about her getting to know others and seeing them introduce themselves and interact together. Basically, just made me feel so good. And so I think a goal 3, welcoming, inviting space. That mom felt it today. I was proud of our kids and our staff because she felt it. So I hope the kids did. She also elaborated that she thought that it was a great confidence in both parties to do that. And then, that's the mom perspective. The dad perspective, sometimes dads look a little differently. He kind of talked about, that's kind of cool life skills and greater picture things. Anyway, so that was super cool. And I'm glad people are feeling welcome in our school. I think we're really feeling goal 3, not house system wise, but just across the board. I am constantly pointing out to our staff like how well we're making our school a safe and inviting and welcoming environment. Okay, community feedback. We had American Legion there for Veterans Day, and one person wanted to talk to me quite a bit about the house system. Ultimately, again, like this sounds cool and fun. Another lady wanted to award a house point from the American Legion Auxiliary because there was one student that was so respectful and attentive, and so we awarded her that. There's some other issues like staff talking about, hey, it'd be nice to be consistent with our awarding points. That's an internal issue. We're working on calibrating and whatnot, and so that's not really some of this feedback, especially when you get to the Hayburn kindergarten. I don't know what it means. Maybe Hayburn does. Like there's someone talking about lights, and I don't know. what it has to do, but anyways, it's there for you guys to read if you want. Another teacher mentioned that she has 0 house referrals, and she thinks it's because of the house system. She feels that students are showing more respect in the classroom and outside of it. Another one, 5th and 6th grade have no referrals in the first quarter. Teacher believes the house system has a large part of the why. Her students all want to be leaders. They want to participate in activities that require them to show leadership and academic success. During conference, she shared 2 parents told me that they like what they're seeing in academics and behaviors, and they're seeing grades that are being raised or brought up. Another person noted that they love seeing the faces on the leadership board. It's a big deal to their class. Another teacher shared that we have had challenges for who can get the most academic points and respect points, and communication with parents is improving. As parents have reported, they are using the app and love seeing the good things that their kids are doing. Many of the points that students may earn are taken out from our district strategic plan. I already covered that. And more students are expressing that they want to be a leader. Student feedback.
We're going on 20.
No way. I can check on YouTube, right? Okay. All right.
I love your presentation. I love your enthusiasm.
Okay.
Share a couple students and then let these guys have a few questions.
Okay. Yeah, some student things. These are anecdotal.
Cede my time.
Okay.
These are anecdotal.
He's going.
Cool memories. Now I'm on speed dial, so
Yep.
sorry. I'm just gonna go.
We want to hear what the kids have to say.
I remember a sister, their team passed her older brothers. She gave a hug because they were celebrating. They didn't know she had, and so the house system is not totally a competition against themselves. We cheer on others. We have that motto: 4 houses, 2 schools, 1 district family. Today, when we awarded the Ready to Learn points, without being prompted, the kids are doing the cheers with the other houses to support them and celebrate. Good job, because you're doing things that's benefiting all of us.
That's important.
There are some negative comments. I've got to listen to my boss here. I won't say negative, but some criticism. Bottom of page 5, top of page 6, some at the bottom of page 6. But there's a lot of positive things, so much positive. This next section from page 5 through 7 is neighbor and feedback. We then also surveyed our classes individual. That's page 9. It's broke down from kindergarten on up. But page 9 through 15, there's a section they could put some feedback. Again, you're going to hear how much they like seeing their faces on the board. So that's 9 through 7. And then I have a survey because Skylar doesn't really, it's easier, I'll say it's easier to send emails at the same time to faculty and parents. I made this survey for faculty and parents. You'll note this on the pie chart of page 19. There's a section that's orange, that's faculty and parents. There's a section that's, that's a light orange. There's a dark orange or red, that's faculty member, and then there's a blue section that's parent guardian. And so you'll see that everybody agrees or strongly agrees, faculty and parent wise, with it improving motivation towards school, promoting positive behavior and teamwork, people being connected to the house. And then when you go to the house app, I think last 2 talk about that. Just note that the bottom of page 20, 11, the blue is 11 parents, the orange is 4 faculty. And the question is, how easy is the HousePoint app easy to understand and use as a parent? Because faculty is not using it as a parent except for those that do have kids there. That's really quite a bit of a different number when you kind of break it down there. Same thing with page 21. Do you recommend the parents use that? For people that were faculty, well, actually, I don't know if it's got to be faculty current. Well, no, it could be faculty and parents who currently don't use that. 1 said no as far as recommending it to parents, and then 10 say yes, I recommend it to parents. So when you think about 10 out of 11 being parents, that's 91%. It's pretty popular. And then on that survey, they had an opportunity to provide feedback, all on page 22. Lots of feedback. There was actually one constructive criticism about feedback in the middle of page 22. Questions from you guys?
I was gonna pipe in, sorry.
Yep, please do.
Thank you for your presentation, that was really good. I'm excited to see how it sounds like you guys had set goals and for participation, and it's really knocking it out of the park. I do have a 5th grader, and he's a boy, so he's not as like super excited about stuff like this, so I might be partial. My question would be, in the future, say it seems like there is definitely a need for these teamwork building type things and incentivizing behavior, and do you see an opportunity in the future to do something more like local in-house, like say taking school district characteristics? Because my concern with it is, say even for me, like the house names, they don't resonate with me, or the symbols, and so I have a hard time connecting like with Amistad, what value that connects to. And then also with the point tracking, keeping that like in-house, because I think it has like really good ideas that in the future to kind of implement with kind of taking this example and implementing it more with district values, teams that resemble maybe the district values, etc. So that's kind of.
Okay, thank you for the question. So yeah, some schools, in fact, I did a deep data dive, used a lot of AI help about what schools in Idaho have the house system. There's, I think, 7 or 8. I think over half of those are northern Idaho. Again, that's just them kind of diving into what they can find on web pages. I think there's some in Idaho. I also looked at in the U.S. and even Christian schools, because a lot of Christian schools use them, and so some of them do use a different name system. They'll state that they got this from basically the same organization I did, but they'll change it. So as far as do I envision a name change? I don't know. I know I liked the idea of something being established and to help kids connect to it. Some teachers probably do a better job than others, but they try to teach a little bit of the history. Like, for example, I can tell you that I think Amistad's won quite a few championships, because you can look at it as a school and then also as a global, because the house system we chose, we like the idea like, oh, there's a lot of stuff established, and that would be nice to connect people. I heard stories that I shared about people finding each other in the airport and seeing a shirt or something and going, oh yeah, that's my house. We have a couple schools, although I question if Plummer's still doing it, but there's another North Idaho school that had the same house names, and I like the idea of that connecting. Now, if we did something different, yeah, that's something we can look at it, but to answer your question, the reason why we chose, we like the idea that these had something established already, and really we took there's 8 total, and we took the 4 that were the most popular, and I think Bridget and I like that just because, again, that potential outreach, connecting with other people. And I don't know what we'll do down the road, but I'm kind of excited about maybe connecting with maybe another North Idaho school through it and whatnot. You also talked about the values, so see if I can remember, and then please, if I don't answer a question, or ask it again. But so they all have a core value, and so maybe I forgot your question, but they all have a core value. We do teach that. We call ourselves Amistad, but we also call ourselves friendship as being the quality core, or dreamers, or courage, and I like to nickname and call them the Courage Crusaders, and the or Courage Crew, I think, or the Friendship Force, those sort of things. So yeah, there's kind of synonymous. Like if I say Friendship Force, Amistad, Team Red, it's all kind of the same house when we're referencing it. And we teach those values, and we also teach that really we want students that master all of those, and including more. Speaking of which, on my board report, also I took a photo of what the house app looks like to that parents, what they might receive as far as feedback, and so that's really cool. That, like, I gave you an example of someone that cleaned up someone's spilled tray because they tripped, and I think that's really cool that as a parent I'm learning that my kid is helping and showing good character. And I think you asked something about connection, and I think
I was just saying, like, in the future, because my thought is, like, if
Oh.
we're paying
Yeah.
for the program, but then it almost gives us a really good opportunity to maybe take some of the key takeaways of, like, you know, the induction ceremony and doing points and honoring and having, like, team respect, or instead of my 2 cents, which is just mine, is just entertaining in the future, maybe taking some of the aspects of this and just doing it ourselves, maybe using that money to buy t-shirts or rent a bounce house. So that's just kind of where my 2 cents on it.
Yeah, we did rent a bounce house. They gave us a heck of a deal, so kudos to them. As far as you said something about paying into it, or I can't remember, we paid for the app. The shirts were bought from another company simply because we could get a better deal. A lot of staff have bought shirts from Temu and Revert and from Amazon. I've looked those up. They're out there, so you can buy from other people if you wish to. They kind of allow you to purchase and make your own. They encourage you to buy from them the shirts just because they say they're a nonprofit and they do a lot of student scholarships. I can't remember the rate of students that go on to college, but it's in the 90s, and so they do a lot of student scholarships.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah. Anything else?
No.
Did I answer all your questions?
Yeah.
Okay. Anybody else?
I kind of like where, you know, I was just reading what the students had to say about it, you know, and it encourages them to be safe and do things and earn points, challenges them, it motivates them, makes them feel like they belong to something, you know, that's all really good stuff.
Yeah,
You know?
I welcome, reminds me, I have one more thing I wanted to say. It's an invite. Anyways,
He seated.
yeah,
I did.
I really want people
No, it's
to
past that.
come in, talk to me, talk to our kids, talk to our staff, see it in full view, which is why I want to invite all you guys to our December 19th assembly, so you can get a small taste of what we do with the house system, because we're going to do a spirit competition. You do not have to judge it, but if you want to judge it, I've had parents judge them. I can't remember who else I want to say. I had a member of the press judge one. The spirit competitions are way fun. Our teacher who's kind of taking the lead for the handshake competition, she's also looking for future judges, and they're kind of gearing up to like a big quarterly big handshake competition. They're looking for judges, but as far as the December 19th assembly, if you just wanted to see what we're doing and how you can earn some bonus points, because leaders pick someone that's done well by contributing to their house, their values, earning points to do bonus spins. We're going to do that on December 19th at 2:20.
Oh.
And yeah, please come if you
Right when the Haver
if you want to
sing
see
along
a small
is.
taste of it. I
Yeah.
call it an appetizer of it.
It's just in conflict with the Haver and sing along. That's a bummer. Yep.
The
That's it.
handshake's at 8:40.
Okay.
Oh, the sing-along's at 2, right?
Yeah. And then Spirit Assembly's at 2:20.
And that's also our Student of the Month assembly. We're just, like I said, if you just want to see it from an outside
I'll add it.
perspective, I won't make you judge if you don't want to. If you want to stand aside, that's fine, but if you want to, you can also. And we practice cheers we've made and see who can be the loudest, proudest. And it reminds you a little bit like a high school pep rally, and it's super fun.
All right. Well, thanks for coming in and presenting that stuff. And yeah.
Thank you. Sorry if I took too much of your evening.
Thanks, CJ.
Thank you. All right.
Make
Written
that
building
elongated.
reports. Yeah, we got
If you notice, Haberns, they've got some of their benchmark data coming back, and overall, over 50% of their students, both in math and language arts, are showing that they're at grade level or above. So that's promising. And if you look at the middle school, well, you heard from them tonight. So I think that was my highlight for them. And then there's just lots of fun pictures that captures a lot of what the ASB was talking about, different activities to bring the kids together, and the staff and the students. They did fun challenges like the attendance, throw a pie at a staff member. You have Upriver, and so if you want to look at Upriver, he mentioned he's got a picture of the app where it shows the point, why they earned the point, and it has a picture of the student, and then that's what's sent to the parent. I was just there and I can't find it. Who else do I want to highlight? St. Mary's High School, they had a good turnout for their financial aid night, and also they brought in over 1,000 pounds of food in a food drive. So again, just that community service and giving back to their community was worth a highlight. And then I'd like to highlight our departments often go a little bit on the, well, they're on the outskirts, but without them, we wouldn't be able to do all the teaching and learning that you're going to hear about tonight. So Joe Gilmore's here, and I just really quickly, his team, I have a picture of his team. You got Dale, you got Mike, you got Richard, and you've got Joe. So this is the maintenance crew. It's a small team, but they're a mighty team. And I gotta tell you, I mean, we don't always fill all of our custodian positions, or people will be out sick or have an injury or whatnot. So this team is like the upkeep of all our buildings, the repairing our buildings, shoveling, salt, gravel, power outages, and then on top of that, you know, they're holding the standard high and making sure all the buildings get cleaned. So they'll be up at dark before anyone. They're there at the bus barn before those buses roll out. If they gotta shovel snow or lay gravel or fix a heater, they'll be there. They go through their normal, they do all their regular jobs, and they'll come back late into the night if they need to make sure all those buildings got cleaned and tidied up and repaired, so that next day that teaching and learning can happen. So they're I see them at 3:30 in the morning. I see them late into the night. You see them at all the buildings and departments. So the departments are on the fringes, but they're pointing in at education and making sure our kids can learn at high levels and are having a joyful time, and that our teachers can teach at a high level. So for tonight, I just really wanted to highlight the small and mighty maintenance crew. Thanks, Jill.
I don't do it without these guys.
I know you.
These guys are awesome.
They set up the gyms. Yep.
Thanks, Joe. Tell them thank you from us also.
I thought one of the thank yous was I wouldn't make them come tonight.
They're probably working.
They are actually.
They're working.
They are working. They set up the gym, prepare the fields. I mean, you know, the list goes on and on. So
Yeah.
thank you. Building reports.
All right. E, first reading of board policies. Board policy number 9,800, naming of school facilities.
Why did we bring this one forward? This is the one to be able to talk about, this is just a draft, so you all can edit it however you see fit. And just to start the conversation, because there's been a little bit of talk about the renaming of the possible, our high school gym and or the football field. So this was a little bit of criteria that's been in a example policy. There's one on the front and one on the back. And then you can direct Tan and I on any kind of revisions you might want to see, if that's something we want to go forward with.
Is there currently a request to name something?
And there's a request, Jody Hendricks, you can help me, for the gym to be named after Brian Chase, and possibly the football field.
Yeah, there was
after
a patron from Coeur d'Alene
Yeah.
reached out to me several months ago about it. And the email that he sent you, Teresa, was that?
Yeah, that was
CC'd?
for everybody.
It went to everybody.
Yeah,
It went to
so
all of
you
us.
email there from.
Yeah, he was a student, he graduated high school
Yeah.
now,
Yeah.
so.
Well, he's on the board up at one of the other
Portland,
districts.
Portland. So he just was asking if that might be a possibility, if we would consider that. So I will bring it to the board or the district and see where they're at.
Excellent.
So the first thing I did was look at the policy, which
Right.
would need some revisions based on the current criteria in the way the policy reads.
What is the gym currently called? Is it just the St. Mary's High School gym?
Yeah.
I think so.
They have special needs.
There's no
And St.
other
Mary's football field.
designation.
No.
And the St. Mary's football field?
Yeah.
They're
We
just-
got the
Football field.
Potlatch Delta Complex.
That's the
For the
baseball
baseball,
and
soccer.
soccer?
Correct.
Yeah.
Softball.
Yep.
Soccer.
So that's already been named, but that falls under the new, that was named when it was new.
Mhm.
So are we reviewing either alternative 1 or alternative 2 essentially?
Either, I mean, the way the policy reads in terms of naming or renaming a school facility, the board would need to change that criteria.
To add the committee portion?
Well, yes, correct. And then another option is correct, to form a committee.
Is there a policy now for naming, or is this new?
The St. Mary's does not have a policy, so this is the example policy, which would need some revision if we were gonna consider naming the gym or field.
And where did the criteria that's in this draft come from?
It's just an example policy from ISBA.
From ISBA, okay.
And other surrounding school districts.
Yep.
Yeah. Which then it's open to us to edit however we see fit.
I like how it has a committee, it says 2 students, so
Mhm.
is it meaning it would need to have on this version 2 students, 2 teachers, 2 parents, or legal guardians, and the principal or super?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And this is assuming 2 current students, 2 current teachers, 2 current parents of students.
Yeah, that's a good point. So if there's anything how you want that to be. Because we don't have any policies right now.
Mm-hmm.
So the committee would work on forming the list, and you as the board would work on revising the policy, because the criteria, I mean, we wouldn't name, this says we wouldn't name a new building until after the person had
Right.
died.
Yeah, 6
So
months after.
right now, if we were to name the gym after Brian Chase, well, he's living. So there's 2 parts, potentially. Revising the policy to make it work for St. Mary's, and then the potential of asking me to form a committee.
And also number 5, it says person proposed for the school name shall not be a relative or an employee or school board
Yeah.
trustee.
Those are considerations, and you could edit those too.
Yes,
exactly.
that would
So
have
they
to be changed.
Correct. So basically, essentially, you have the opportunity to adjust the conditions to name a building,
Mhm.
and you get to list the guidelines as well. Then from there, you could direct a committee that would follow those conditions and those guidelines.
I guess a question I don't know if it'd be in policy, or what would be the process for somebody wanting to propose a name to bring to the committee? or would the committee be potentially getting like, having to convene
So,
frequently, or?
I mean, in the past, the way I've run committees when we'll just listening information is, either invite people, send out surveys, do Skylar messages, have a community night, where they can speak to a representative, attend the committee meeting, so that we gather that, so the committee is representing people who want to bring a list of names. So just getting that word out.
Would you even need a committee for what we're talking about, though?
Now, that's up to you. If that's just one of the.
Right. Yeah, because
Yeah.
that
You
committee
just
would be
have-
for naming like a new school name, really, is what it seems like, to where you have
Coming
feelers
up
out
with
all
like
over.
kind of coming up with ideas where this was an actual
Mhm.
proposed
Right.
situation.
Right.
Request.
I would think that in a case like this, you would, instead of just taking one potential name into consideration, it's like, hey, here is a thought, this has been thrown out there about naming the gym. One proposed name is, the Brian Chase Gym, whatever, I almost said Memorial. It seems like you would wanna open that up to a committee to survey, bringing in potential other names. 'Cause
Right.
there, you could have community members that are not interested in doing that, and you wanna be able to hear all of it, right?
Yeah, like a survey.
Yeah.
Would suffice probably for doing that.
And then, to me, it seems like it would be up to the board to make a decision.
Final decision.
Yep.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yep. Yeah, that's correct. We wouldn't need a committee, just gather the information, share the information like we're doing with the 4-day school week. And then you all revise the policy to work, and you all would make the decision.
Mhm.
Absolutely, that's an option.
So the first three would that also include a memorial name? Because it says when a new school is built, or a new facility is built, or two schools have the same name. So that wouldn't encapsulate if, say there was a memorial naming?
Or
Would
just
we
a renaming.
A renaming? Would we add that to like a fourth?
No, I see what you're saying.
Yeah.
Yeah, to make
There
it
would have to be
Potentially.
a different category.
Yeah, like a fourth condition. Or take one of the other conditions out that has another condition. We can think about it. You can email me in town information. We could throw a draft together and bring it back in January. You could give us information tonight. Edit it. Cool.
Yeah.
I don't have any proposed edits, right now.
Okay.
Yeah, just kind of make it more fit the scenario that we're
Okay.
dealing with. And we do have, we did have the new facility there that they named Paulette Delta, right? We do have this CTE building that probably won't get named after anybody, I wouldn't think.
Well, I don't know. Why not?
It could.
It could be
Mine.
someday.
Yeah.
Right.
I mean, it could be the potential to open up a little bit of an opportunity to look at some of the facilities that maybe don't have a name, the bus, why not?
Well, the
bus
shop
garage.
doesn't have a name.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, so the renaming, like the category 4, is really like a renaming. We have a lot of buildings that just simply haven't been named.
The shop building.
Yeah, the shop building, the CP
The
building.
garage.
The bus garage.
Yeah.
Okay. That makes sense. So no committee necessarily, so I'll work with alternative 1. Just some of the guidelines, renaming, and we'll bring back a draft in January.
We could even have the Joe Gilmore Sunday
That's right,
maintenance.
that's right.
building.
Saw that coming.
Gilmore's garage.
Uh-huh,
Yeah.
exactly.
High bar to achieve for the next one.
Right. All right. Are we good with that? Okay, moving on. F, possible 4-day school week discussion.
You have some some of the input.
Yeah, there was a lot of responses.
Yeah, and so what I did was, I summarized, so we have staff responses. They were more succinct, because they gave their feedback mostly through the principals, so I have that information. Then I summarized kind of the parent/community input. We have 215 responses so far. And then I just have some answers to some general questions, from doing a little bit of research from the other school districts who are already have 4-day. Sound good? All right, so I'll start with staff. Staff was about half and half so far. What they did like, the favorable comments were the family time, feeling rested, recovery time. Fewer subs are needed, could be hiring benefits. A 4-day would be similar now to a lot of schedules in the other school districts, our surrounding school districts. Meetings would be able to be on Friday, our PLC time and our collaboration time, and we wouldn't need the early release on Monday. These were all positive comments from staff. We'd give them more time to collaborate, calendar time, fewer student absences. Some of the questions or concerns from staff: worried about preschool and kindergarten students, the consistency and stamina to go for a longer day. Curriculum, most of our curriculum is paced for a 5-day, not a 4-day, and just wanted some more information on what does the Fridays look like. Oh, and a little bit of worry about the kids wandering or being unsupervised on Fridays. So that was staff, and it was about 50-50, the pros and concerns.
Now, would there be a possibility of having a school open where kids could go there? Like
Well,
just have minimal staff or something for.
I suppose it's possible, and we're taking, it's possible, it's just more work to sit down and, adjust what does it, not more work, different work, to decide what and how that looks.
Yeah.
Of course it's possible.
Like we wouldn't run transportation.
Right.
Yeah.
And 2 of the Fridays, staff would be busy with, certificated staff would be busy with their collaboration or their meetings or schoolwork. Now, what I've seen successfully happen is, well, 2 things. Schools trying to run like an after-school program on a Friday for elementary. From a couple different schools that I talked about, nobody showed. However, what I did see or learn from talking to other school districts that went well was secondary, who can transport themselves, and then having some classified staff or certificated staff on the opposite Fridays be there to support grades. If you're falling behind, it's high stakes, you gotta keep up with your credits, or athletes, if they're not away at a game, have the opportunity to keep up with their grades and stay eligible for sports. So that's worked well. You're just sitting back down with a group of people is what you're doing, and not reinventing, but what does Friday now look like? That's kind of what I meant to say. If you go from, we have school right now, but it's kind of sitting down with the task team and being like, how do we make Friday look for people? So that's some of the information just from talking to the school districts, and that would be some of the work we would do if we were to pursue this. Like, there's some planning, sitting down with different teams of people and talking about what does next year look like. So then you have 250 responses so far, and it was about 68% said yes. Another 9, so close to 70%, or I'm sorry, close to 75, between 75 and 80%, based on certain conditions. So just in summary, those comments, people who were in favor of the 4-day school week. Other surrounding districts are already going on a 4-day. A lot of comments about kids and family time. There's a lot of comments about that. More access for doctor's appointments, gives the kids a break, lets them have a rest, more family time, more family time, more family time. Time to decompress, more family time. time for secondary to hold jobs or do the athletics, or be able to go in and get caught up on keeping up with their grades. Possible better attendance for students and adults. Better teacher morale. They like the longer days, possibly if that was going to add longer lunch and recess. So that would be something you have to sit down and look at.
That would be my feedback too.
Yeah.
Because you are adding in, yeah, you're taking that instructional time and adding on to the 4-day. Those who wanted the 5-day school week, some just wanted more information. They worried about an early start. Would it be possible, particularly for elementary, to start at like 8 instead of 7:30 and just get out a little later? That's possible. Worried about less money for classified. And again, a lot of school districts have organized that in a way that classified don't lose any money. Would we still offer daycare or something for K-6? That'd be open. That'd be like a task force trying to figure out what does that mean and look like.
And that's where some of the classified could
Could-
get a few more hours.
Well,
if that is
yes.
the thing, but you only get so many hours classified anyways. for the most
Yeah.
part, right?
I mean, a lot of their hours would still be the same because they were working those hours that we work for a 5-day, but now in a 4-day work week.
Because it's a longer day.
Because it's a longer day. Then you have like transportation who's okay with less hours. Then, yeah, some districts do different things like hold them harmless if there was a classified group that would make less. Do they work on Fridays with the after-school program or help secondary students with their grades? Or, yeah. Or do we hold them harmless? Cliff Walls held them harmless. Boundary County gave a raise so that in 3 years they'd be making the same amount. I think Kellogg, just like I said, they're either working the same amount of hours, they were okay not, or they were the crew working on Friday.
Question on athletics. In our competitor Region 1, how many other schools are in 4-day school weeks right now?
Kellogg, Priest,
Yeah.
Bonners Ferry, Clearwater Valley.
Yeah.
We don't compete against.
Are we in Orfino too? Orfino.
Does Orfino do a 4?
They're 4-day.
Are they 4-day?
Yeah.
I don't know about.
94 schools
Almost
are.
all of them.
Okay, so
Sandpoint's
then our
not.
Those are the only ones I know.
Yeah, I'd have to look. I know there's 94 total school districts on a 4-day.
out of how many school districts total in the state?
Like 115-ish.
Oh, wow.
There's a lot.
Three-quarters of
I didn't
them.
realize it was really,
There's
that's
a lot.
almost
Yeah.
more than that.
Yeah.
So would our athletic traveling time switch to Fridays? Like, would games be held during the day?
They already are.
Yeah, so a lot of the feedback, so that's
On Fridays
Mhm.
to accommodate for them, so we're actually pulling kids.
From school
We're
to go.
losing athletic hours right now,
instructional hours
right now because of athletic, because of our Region 1 status having so many 4-day schools.
We've
yeah.
seen that the last couple of years going, you know, they're starting to schedule more stuff on Fridays,
Okay.
especially like, speaking specifically to rest 2-day tournaments, they'll start them on Friday. Doesn't affect a lot of our league matches, and then we'll wrestle again on Saturday in a tournament or something. And it doesn't have any impact on their attendance.
So one of the,
Okay.
yeah, academics wise, kind of came out as a wash when you talk to other school districts. Teacher morale, that was a positive. Student attendance was a little bit better. Teacher
Wait.
attendance was about the same, but morale was better. Behavior, whether it was actually better, people said when you just walked through the school, it felt calmer. They couldn't give me hard data on it, but they could say it felt calmer. staff were calmer with the morale, kids were calmer.
What about curriculum? Because curriculum is, right
Yeah.
now, it's kind of designed for 5 days.
Yeah, so.
How does that adjust?
So that's a good question. So getting this feedback, that would be my next round of information to go ask, is how are the early primary kiddos doing? What did we do for primary? Did they go a half day? Are they surviving on the longer day? And then how did staff adjust with curriculum? So that would be my next set of questions to go ask. Athletics, that came back very favorable because people could schedule a lot of the games on Friday. And we have over half of our season for each sport on a Friday.
Okay.
Savings, there wasn't much savings. So there was a couple comments like, you wouldn't need a levy, you're gonna save so much money. The savings is very minimal because most of our budget is in, again, staff and benefits.
They're
And
fixed.
so everybody's still, yeah,
Yeah,
on
it's
the same
fixed.
salary schedule.
Yeah.
Especially if we protect classified.
And the buildings are still open. 5
Still,
days a
buildings
week.
are open. Yeah,
Buildings
you're
are
running
open.
buses. Maintenance is working.
You might,
Yeah.
you might save a little bit on busing and a little bit on
You
a
run a
meal,
bus.
but.
Yeah, you're running buses on Friday with sports if you're trying to get all the sports out. Save a little. Food service said they saved a little. So, 1% was Boundary County, 3 to 4% was Post Falls. So that's 50 to 100,000 for us. I mean, that's a staff person. Yeah, so academics was about the same. Attendance was a little bit better. Athletics proved positive. A little bit of savings. Morale was good. They didn't have any hard data on behavior, but they just said it felt calmer.
So probably the wild card out there is the community adjustment for
To
working,
child-
for dual
childcare.
working families or single parents who have to work
Yeah.
and finding arrangements
that-
for their kids.
The ones who wanted 5-day, you saw that. Most of the feedback out of those 35 responses was childcare.
There was also people that said that a longer school day would work better with their work schedule. So they don't have to, get to the school to pick the kids up at a certain, when we get out now versus an hour later.
Yeah.
Another hour of work in.
People worried about what happens to instructional minutes, they stay the same. I mean, we'd have to finalize the math, but as I'm roughly, working on the math and then working with transportation for the bus routes, we pretty much keep our instructional minutes. It's just taking 5 days and condensing it into 4 days. We're going anywhere from 45 minutes to an hour longer, depending on grade. Would there be more homework? No, there wouldn't necessarily be more homework because we're still getting the same instructional minutes.
Right.
So we're not piling on homework. That's their chance to do all these other events and activities.
I like the one comment that they said that it gave more opportunity for, like experiments.
Yeah.
And
Science.
demonstrations and, maybe even like field trips or assemblies that are a little bit more interactive. I can see how that would definitely, I know science is really hard. It's really hard to get in a good science lesson right now. Yeah, it's very hard.
Yeah, I did see that. Some staff want to know, so how many Fridays are we talking? So right now we have like 29 Fridays. So, I mean, again, we meet with, like a task force and sort a lot of these details out. But roughly 15, which would be 2 per month, except November, December, and April where we have the holidays, we would do 1.
So then our calendar at the end of the year.
So, yep, that's another one, thank you. Would we have our full vacation weeks and days? Does it eat into the summer? It doesn't need to eat into summer. We would need to find a few vacation days to make sure we had 147. We needed 147 student days to only be able to add 45 minutes to an hour. See what I'm saying? at this point.
Mhm.
Like if we kept,
And we're at
If-
180.
we have 168 student days. I dropped us down to 141, and that kept all our vacation, that kept same start, same end time. But that was like, then we had to go over an hour, that was getting pretty long. So then, how did I do that? I just pulled a couple days and shortened some vacation, and if we got up to 147, then we were under an hour. Nobody had to go longer than an hour.
Well, Thanksgiving break that would only be 4 days off, not
That's
5.
true, yeah.
So you're gaining a
There
day
was-
there.
Yeah, I found 3 really fast. So there's a little work there to do with the task force. But again, we keep about the same instructional minutes. And then the idea was not to eat into summer, because I know that's very important for people.
Summer's too short.
Yeah. And that's just the initial, doing some rough math. Is it even doable? And getting some feedback. But now there would be like, okay, let's go get more information and start designing what that really looks like. And getting feedback from people and just keep adjusting accordingly.
Yeah,
So
I
like
think-
elementary would be like an 8 to 3:20. That didn't seem so bad. Secondary would be like a 7:30 to 3:20.
How do you run the buses then?
Yeah, so that would be a thing to sit down with transportation, like I'm giving rough times, knowing we need to add 45 minutes to an hour. Then it would be sitting down with transportation and saying, what kind of options can you come up with? Here's our ideal setting, is we want to have elementary start as late as possible.
But then, elementary, you could just throw in an extra recess.
Well, that won't count on the instructional minutes.
Oh, yeah.
Mm.
All right.
And we know we're okay to have elementary or secondary start a little earlier, because you want them out also at a decent time, because then they go to practice.
And the concern with that I can see is like if big brother or big sister is
Mhm.
watching, and then you have your elementary starting after siblings are gone.
Mm-hmm.
And this is a sketch. Yep.
So to me, it's just easy to stay 5 days a week.
I kind of, in all honesty, like I see the value, like family time, but, and I know everyone's going this direction, and I kind of am more inclined for the 5-day weeks, especially since it's a wash. It sounds like academic, attendance wise, and then the other consideration is you do have the kiddos who are going to be kind of, what are they doing on Friday, and then if the cost we could be upside down if then we're trying to do like a child care on Fridays, but we're still paying the same in salaries for the 4-day model because classifieds are working the same amount. You know what I mean? You're almost like upside down potentially. And then the other consideration I'm thinking is I've seen where some kids have, say, a game on a Friday, but they are relying on transportation to get to the school because their parents are already at work. So you could have issues where people live farther out and they can't get to practice on Friday, or they can't get to the school to get to the game. But I guess
That
it's
is an
just more
issue with
traditional.
upriver and because our district is broad.
Mm-hmm. Spread out.
Usually high schoolers, they carpool if they can't figure out how to get there.
Yeah, like junior high though.
Junior high would be an issue.
Like 9th graders. I don't know. I'd have to, I think I'd be interested in seeing like you said, if that was a route we wanted to go down, how quickly, like next school year, we'd have to hustle on data. I'd want to see more of like a calendar, because I know like the Hayburn, I think they go 7 until 8 o'clock, I guess.
Yeah.
To 3, that would only be to like 20 minutes.
They
I
go
wanna-
8 to 2:20.
Was it
I
Bonner's
think
Ferry
it's
said that
2.
they charged $20 per kid to come in on Friday? I thought I talked to somebody one of the other districts that did that.
I'd almost like if we actually were serious, we get like an actual draft of what the school year looks like. Because if the staff still have to come in a couple Fridays a month, then it's like, okay, you're still coming in a couple Fridays a month. This is the cost currently. This is the cost with this plus daycare on, I don't know. And then we would see what the public actually thinks on the calendar.
Well, you could look at Kellogg's school calendar. It's not like
Oh, yeah.
I mean,
we're not
I'm just
inventing
seeing
this.
like kind of harder data to I mean, I get family time, but it's like, it's a big shift. And for me personally, it's a big shift to like jump onto without seeing more information and seeing what the public thinks. Because it's like abstract to me. And adding an hour to elementary could be good, or like it could be like, oh crap.
It'd be like 8 to 3:20, roughly.
I don't
Elementary.
know.
Classified staff that want those hours on Fridays.
Yeah. Yeah, so,
You know, I think it may almost be beneficial if we could have some people from different districts.
we'd started. Say that again.
Have some people from different districts who have gone through this,
Yeah.
you know, and talk about
Sure.
that initial, because that,
Yeah.
it
It's a
is,
big
it's like
jump.
that,
Yeah,
that
the
first
first
year,
year they said
how,
rocky.
that's always been my biggest
Yeah.
question. How do these communities
Yeah.
adjust? Because it's
Yeah.
a community adjustment.
Yeah.
It isn't just any individual family. It's
Yeah.
like my family, yeah, we'd make it work because we have a big, broad
Community,
net
yeah.
of support. So we would make it work. Not everybody has that.
Right.
So
yeah.
it's like, and does making it work, is that what we want? Or is that a good thing?
Mhm.
I would
Like,
like
what's
to
the
hear if we
value?
could have some people from other
Sure.
communities reflect on that, the birth
Process.
pains.
Sure, yeah, they said they.
Reflecting
yeah.
specifically on the birth
Yeah,
pains of
they
how
said the
does that
first year
transition go?
was rough.
Yeah.
Because I just
And
don't
then
know the
people-
benefit right now. I
then
just
people
don't see
settled-
it.
Settled in.
Besides
In this-
family time.
In the survey, there was multiple people that came from different schools that were 4-day,
Mm-hmm.
and they said that it was much better than going to school 5 days.
I
After
think
doing
my
it.
kids would probably hate me right now for advocating against it. So,
Yeah, I mean,
Tell
just
them
My
don't
147.
watch.
in talking to some of the
I
other
don't know.
coaches and kids and stuff, you know,
Mhm.
over the last couple of years, they absolutely cannot believe that we haven't already switched. They're like, once you
Here's
do
the
it, you don't
list of
ever even
schools.
consider going back.
Right.
That's the things that
Yeah.
I've heard, like going down to Day on the Hill and hearing, you know, testimonies last year? I don't remember.
You,
Years
you
go
have
by.
a list of the schools.
And
Yeah.
Yeah,
you know,
most all of them.
hearing them, you know, testify of the benefits, and because I guess the state legislature, the governor wasn't in favor, he was wanting to restrict it, and there were a lot of people screaming, "Don't take away our 4-day week."
Well, that was because his grandkids were in that district.
I know.
Yeah.
But for whatever reasons, there was a lot of kickback. It was, don't take away our 4-day week. And
Right.
it was interesting to see, which is why I'd love to hear from people, how
See
did
more
you do it?
information.
Mhm.
Because I don't see
I think you
it.
just do it. It's like a Band-Aid. You just pull it off and it's 4 days.
And we all deal with it.
Yeah,
And
because
the-
there's a lot of adults that work 4 days schedule. You know, that work 4 times.
Yeah.
It's just
Yeah.
not, it's not common. I don't know. I just need to see, like, I'd like to see an actual, okay, this is what a hypothetical calendar would look
Yep.
like. This is
Well,
the
I think
budget.
we'd also have to, you know,
Let's
schedule.
get some feedback from the industries around our
I know.
town, hospital, the mills.
Yeah, that's
the
what I wanted to
be-
community.
yeah.
I know.
And like
Kids
actually you
around.
know, reach out to them and say, are you on board with trying to accommodate shifting?
Yeah.
Because we already have like one daycare in town. That's it.
68% of the parents approved.
Oh, I know, I get it.
Well, that's not the whole district, though.
It isn't.
Those-
I didn't.
How many?
And I know there
Like
are
200 surveys or
there are some who have not
250.
seen it yet, and I
Some
think
people haven't seen
you
it
said
yet.
you were gonna
We'll
throw
do
it back
more.
out there
Yeah.
again.
I'm not
mean-
against it. I just need to see more.
Sure. Yeah, this was just an initial.
Oh
like,
yeah,
initial
totally
overview.
initial.
Yeah, before we,
Yeah.
to get a sense, before we go too deep. But, yes, another round of more information, absolutely. Like, here's a draft calendar of starting in the same day, ending the same day. Where would those 140 days come in? The bell schedule for each of the kiddos, that's easy to do. Staff working on those 2 Fridays to keep that momentum of collaboration, but also having classroom time. Getting some more information, like what is it like for the primary kiddos? What was the other question?
Incentive for bus
Oh.
drivers.
Yeah, they're actually fine. This group is of,
Well, I think
Bus
that it's a
drivers.
good thing because a lot of them are
oh, yes,
retired.
correct.
So they only
They
want to
find
work
this,
4 days
correct,
a week.
correct. But you have 3 or 4 that would be out driving buses at
Right, yeah,
Intensive
for
athletics.
activities and things, yeah.
But asking the teachers, like the change for them from a curriculum that follows the 5 pace, how did they adapt to that? Hearing, yeah, we definitely want community input. So I think there's another round to go get some more
Yeah.
information.
Yeah.
Make
Be
some
interesting to
sketches.
see how that all goes.
Hearing from some people who made the switch, because that is what you hear. It was a rough first year making the switch, and then people settled in. Certificated salaries stay the same. A lot of classified would stay the same. There's a few who potentially wouldn't, so that group, that's where you talk with, can you hold them harmless? Or are they the crew working on a Friday where there's a need? So those are all the little details as we keep moving, we just keep adding more detail and feedback and detail and feedback.
And I think too, one of the examples that I had heard was from like the Sandpoint High
Yeah.
School.
Mhm.
They actually incentivize, if you have less than six
They're a
tardies or
5-day.
something. They're a 5-day, but you have, if you have 0, if you maintain a certain GPA or your grades are above a certain level, and you have a minimum number of I think it's 6 tardies in a 2-week period, and no absences, then you don't have to go on a Friday. And then every other Friday, you don't have to go.
Oh, that's,
It's a huge incentive.
I guess, but that's even more.
There's,
Yeah,
I think
that-
there's
drive
some,
that data, yeah.
there's some work with that, you know, instead of just a blanket. But I mean, if you want to incentivize attendance and grades,
Yeah.
you don't miss
well,
school, you get a day off.
We're paid by attendance. So, if we're only requiring them to come in 4 days a week versus 5.
Well, it's
the
instructional
instructional
it's
minutes.
instructional minutes.
But it's
Oh, you're
still
right, the
average
daily attendance rate went up a little bit for kiddos on a 4-day.
Right, and you're only requiring them to come in 4 days a week,
Mhm.
unless they're.
That's what the
paying.
attendance was.
Mm-hmm.
I gotta check in
Because they
on-
only
I'll check
actually
in with
have
that
to get there
superintendent
4
sometimes
times, not
now.
5 times.
That's
So
right.
it is going to be an
5
increase.
days.
It
Yeah.
should, statistically, that should equal an increase.
Yeah.
When you
It's
only have to
4
do
get-ups.
something 4 times than 5.
Or my son's girlfriend, I'm sure that's recorded now.
Yeah, it is.
Awesome. Yeah, no, she gets every other Friday off.
Because I don't know how, when we were trying to figure out how we could even track that every other week.
Yeah, that
But
would
I'll
be-
keep digging for sure.
Yeah.
I'll keep digging.
With all the
I could
computer
see
programs,
quarterly.
I'm sure they could track it.
I could see quarterly how we could track it.
I don't know.
But
I don't know how they-
anyways,
We pay
Okay.
for a bunch of them, I'm sure we got one that would track that.
AI.
so,
Yeah.
well then getting the phone
ChatGPT.
call out and who's coming and that. Okay,
All right.
so more work to do. Good input, thank you.
All right, G, superintendent report.
Really fast, I want to clarify
Okay.
that. Sorry, the public schools, it's 76 school districts and there's about 115. That's public.
Public.
Yeah, so if you add
76.
charters, then you go up to 94, and I don't know how many, there's more than 115 school districts when you include charters, so I wanted to
When you
clarify that.
include
Yeah.
charter, okay.
So if
How
we
many
just-
public schools
So if we
again?
do apples to
76,
apples,
115.
76 public, and there's about, I think there's 112 or 115 public school districts.
Okay,
So that's apples to apples, I wanted to clarify that.
Yeah.
right.
So somebody else has invented the wheel 70 some odd times.
They already have, yeah.
Yeah,
So we could just copy it. We could even copy the schedule.
kind of. Because your instructional minutes can, however, yeah,
Yeah.
you get it.
Yep.
But yeah, that's exactly what I looked at, all those other different school districts. How much time did you have to add? What time did you start? What time did you close? What do your Fridays look like? Exactly. So yeah, there's a lot of examples out there to model after. Okay, superintendent report. That was part of it, really. So, I already highlighted the maintenance team. Whoop, whoop. These are some important calendar event dates, and I added the 19th. We'll get Hayburn and Upriver to talk, so they're not in conflict with each other in the future.
Can are all of those in our calendar?
Not yet.
The 16th, they will be.
Okay, thank you.
Yes.
Yeah, we'll get those out there for you.
They are
Yeah, 'cause we'll get form anywhere we need to. So this is that time of year, and there's lots of events happening. No shortage of that. Just all the different ways to communicate to people. Our newsletter just went out. District Corner is always on the back page, but once people find it, they know where to go read it.
It's in the same spot.
It's in the same spot. So once people that read the paper, they like it. The locals are like, oh my gosh, thank you. It's so nice to know what's happening in the school district. And
I'm
they
glad
know right
they
where
keep
to
it in
go.
the same spot.
They do.
Because people do that. They like,
They,
I want to look at this, I want to look at that,
Yep.
that.
Yep.
Fetch.
They know right where to go.
Two spots.
Yeah.
Sheriff's log and the jet and
Yeah.
the obituaries.
There you go. That's
Not
right.
neither not, I'm safe for another week.
That's right.
If your name hasn't showed up.
And the schools have done a really good job, and so is the district, I think, in just highlighting all the neat activities that are happening at school with the students and the staff, and those just appear on the Facebook pages. It's good highlights. It's good information. I think I missed one really fast. I just wanted to go back, and this was a highlight right here. Our middle school wrestling team are the district champions, and that was last night. So that's pretty amazing. Very amazing. Oh, no, that was Saturday night.
Saturday.
Yeah, with Christmas in St. Mary's. So lots of communication. And then I just always like to highlight the goals that we have for our students. And then, I mean, when you listen to our kids speak, and when you listen to our building reports, and when you listen to our very elaborate principals speak, all of our stuff ties back to one of these 4 goals, and ultimately our vision. And it's just so important. I mean, whether we're homeschool, private school, a mixed match, our public school, we're the hub for public education in St. Mary's. And so I think this is the vision pretty much everyone has for their kiddos. And it's okay to differ. And often we come up with a better outcome. I just think when there's friction, we don't need personal attacks. And I think it's just really important to remember we all share this vision for our students. And to keep that common ground in mind. And again, okay to differ, come to the table, we'll talk about resolutions and ideas and programs. And we're all coming here with good intention to come up with that idea and strategy and program that's going to work. So that 100% of our kiddos, whether in public education or homeschool or mix, reach this vision. And we'll monitor those programs and those ideas closely to make sure we're on point. Again, working together and being okay to disagree and working together, knowing we want this vision for 100% of our kiddos. So this is important to keep, and I uphold that every day and every month when we're here. And we'll do mid-year reports out in the new year. I think that's end of report.
All set.
Okay.
Oh my goodness, yes! We have a little something, something. Oh yeah.
Beth, you get a nice plaque for your service
Doug,
and dedication
you don't get paid.
to the school
You get this
district.
plaque.
Yeah, don't get paid. This is how we get paid.
Huh?
What?
What?
I'm being a smart Alec.
They're all gonna speak, Beth.
It's recording.
This is on behalf of the Board of Trustees. We extend our deepest gratitude for your years of service. You remain steadfast in the values and vision for every child of St. Mary's Joint School District. Your leadership, strength, and unwavering commitment leave SMJSD, especially upriver, in a better place. You have paved the way for excellence and achievement. Beth, it's been a true honor and a privilege to be able to work for you, with you.
With
And
me.
every one of those words holds very true. Thank you.
Well, the last 4 years has been a huge achievement in my own personal life, and I'm very proud of the contributions I've been able to make.
Thank you.
Yep.
I would
Should
just add to that, thank you for your mentorship and friendship and conversations. I appreciate it very much.
Well, I've enjoyed it. Sorry we won't get to work together. But this team, Jeanette's not here. She's included. We've been really effective and very productive. And I hope the momentum keeps going because the district is in a really great place right now. So I'm excited to see where things
Well, you
keep
can
going.
sit back and cheer us on now.
Yeah, you can show up and sit out there.
Yeah, except for I got these 3 kids now that are like,
Yeah.
ooh, mom has all this extra time. It's like, we're going to have to set some boundaries. No.
Yeah.
No, that is going to be one of the blessings I get. More kiddo time, so. Sorry, I'm not going to be able to go to your spirit thing because I've got those 11 kids, you know, that, what is it, 6 or 7 of them now are in the Hayburn sing along at the same time, so I'm torn. But I'll still be around. Give me a call. I'll help do those judgings in the future.
Fun to start too.
Oh, yeah.
We always need it.
I appreciate it.
Yeah. Thank you, Beth.
Thank you.
Well, you're very welcome.
I've watched you come from, yay to yay. And,
Watched
I'm
me grow up.
very, very, very proud of you, from the first day you put on here to how you've come to now. So you've come a long ways. I'm very impressed with how you research your stuff and make your decisions. So it's been well received on my end anyway. So thank you.
I think one of the the most fun was when I requested that we get rid of the DEI language out of our big Renew
Kids
America federal grant.
Yeah.
And so we rewrote those sections and we got rid of all of the diversity, equity language and requirements of our community. And then a year later, President Trump got into office and he made it a requirement to be removed out of federal grants. So it was like, oh, that felt like a pat on the back from the president himself. So that was pretty fun. Yeah. And our library policy, keeping our kids safe from horrid literature in their learning materials and library books and
Upriver exiting program improvement.
that watching you guys and it again, it's the whole team and Teresa, working so hard on setting the strategic goals and supporting their success and watching how you've improved academically and hearing the reports of the handshakes. I'm going to come in. I'm going to get my handshakes. Yeah.
You'll
So,
be proud.
I hear they're pretty good.
It's pretty fun.
Yeah, it's amazing to watch how everything's grown. Just the morale in the district is changed so much, and yeah, I'm really proud of the last 4 years.
You should be.
It's been a big accomplishment. Yep. Thank you very much. I will treasure this.
My dad agrees.
Your dad agrees.
You've done a lot of good accomplishments.
Oh yeah, he watches all the
He
time.
watches.
So hi.
On speed. He's watching now.
Thank you, by the way. That's very, very nice.
His side job, side gig.
All right. Thanks again, Beth. I've really enjoyed working with you.
I have with you too. It's been a highlight.
Okay, moving on. H, do we have any requests for Teresa?
We'll work on the 4-day.
Yeah, we got the 4-day schedule.
You got your marching orders.
I know, and that, policy on the naming of the facilities.
Oh, yeah, you should probably get a
do you want me-
picture.
Here. You want me to smile over here? Here, get the water bottle out of the way.
I don't have any requests. I would just say thank you. This year's there's been a lot of work put on your shoulders, the district shoulders, and in line with what Beth has said, the success of the district is all dependent on the team that's here working every day, and you steer the ship. So, thank you, and for this year, I just say good job, and keep it up. So, thank you.
Appreciate that.
Yeah. Ditto.
Good.
Good.
That's from the Jim Carrey movie. Good. Good.
Okay, action items. Review and consider a motion to accept Benoit County's certification for the November 4th, 2025 consolidated election for the Zone 1 trustee position and declare trustee candidate Alan C. Imel elected for trustee Zone 1.
Move that motion.
Second.
I got a motion, a second, all in favor?
Aye.
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 Motion approved.
I did. Sorry. Losing my voice.
B, review and consider a motion to accept Benoit County's certification for November 4th, 2025 consolidated election for Zone 2 trustee position and declare trustee candidate Jody Ray Hendricks elected for trustee Zone 2.
So moved.
Second.
There we go, motion, a second, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Motion approved. Review and consider a motion to approve board policy number 1140, vacancies.
Move that motion.
Second.
Motion a second, all in favor?
Aye.
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 Motion approved. Review and consider a motion to approve board policy number 1303, policy and procedures.
So moved.
Second.
Okay, motion a second, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Motion carried. Review and consider a motion to approve board policy number 3320, substance and alcohol use.
So
Moved.
Second.
We are rushing through this.
Can we go back to, go ahead, finance first.
Are you good for 3320?
You skipped one.
Oh.
Oh, I did? Yeah.
Easy.
Yeah.
But can we get our eyes all in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Okay, so we're good for 3320, approved. All right, going back. Review and consider a motion to approve board policy number 3295, hazing, harassment, intimidation, bullying, and cyberbullying.
So moved.
Second.
All right. A motion, a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Motion carried. Okay, G, review and consider a motion to approve board policy number 3530, suicide prevention.
So moved.
Second.
Okay, a motion, a second. All in favor?
Aye.
H, review and consider a motion to release Jessica Ann Gutierrez from certified employee contract for the 2025-2026 school year.
So moved.
Second.
Okay, we got a motion, a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
What? So aye. You're not listening, Linda.
We have to go back
She-
into executive.
She leaves with a heavy heart, and she appreciates everything she learned from being here in St. Mary's. So, and we appreciate her. Wish her really well.
Okay. And we need to go back into an executive session to further discuss our previous discussion.
But before we do
Close
that,
out.
I want to wish everybody a very, very Merry Christmas and a very blessed New Year.
Thank you.
Thanks, Beth.
You too,
Thanks,
Beth.
So,
Thank you for the thank you letters. Appreciate it.
I just wanted to check in with you.